Okay, now the next sitter, it was a last resort thing because she was more of the party kind of friend, but because they were friends, Mom thought that she would take good care of us kids while Mom was gone at work. So with her having a hard time finding sitters, Grandma was further away, and we didn't have a vehicle either. We walked. I remember walking with Mom a lot of the times, and sometimes we got a ride. Now this one, her name was Bev. I don't remember so much, but Mom said later on she had found out she was drinking. She would still be in party mode while watching us, and she already had told her that there's no partying, no nothing with her kids around, and she had a boy named Tommy around Dustin's age. He was one of my best buds. I remember he had really red hair, and he was a cool kid. He was like another sibling. We hung out all the time, but I do remember Bev being pretty mean to him. Tommy would come over by our house, and I remember him not wanting to go back home. That's when I started to realize something wasn't right. But what ended it there was my mom found out she was bringing guys in while babysitting us. And then on top of the partying, so that ended everything. Another example I could give you was another friend that my mom had. We were at the fair, and you know, you just meet up with your friends, and one friend will offer, well, hey, why don't you and so go off, and I'll watch your kids for a little bit. We'll go on a ride, and they can play with my kids, kind of thing. Well, that's what this lady did, Tracy. I'm just giving you guys their names. Doesn't matter. Tracy had taken me on the merry-go-round. You guys remember they still have it, of course. The cars, glittery cars that can honk their horns and their lights are flashing. That one we were standing by when we happened to bump into Bev. Now this is after all this stuff happened with Bev. And she was drunk. I remember that. And she was yelling at Tracy. I don't know what she was saying. But she was tugging on my arm. She went to grab me away from Tracy, and Tracy grabbed my other arm. And then here I'm sitting back and forth, they're tugging on me. And I started freaking out because I didn't know exactly what was going on. And I just remember crying that I wanted Mom. Finally, Tracy got me away from Bev. And looked, and we finally found Mom. Mom was searching for me. I remember being very, very upset because I didn't understand what was going on. I didn't know at the time about not going to Bev's to see Tommy anymore. I didn't understand that. So it was all very confusing. And, you know, Mom could try understanding stuff, but my hearing wasn't so great. And, you know, what kind of stuff can you explain to a little kid about that? So I remember Mom hugging me, and she must have been saying everything will be all right, and then we'd just go home. I remember hearing something with home, so I shook my head, yeah. I guess I didn't speak much. So we did go home, and she got me a big bag of cotton candy, and we shared it together, and I was able to clunk out in bed with her. I think Dustin was at his dad's that weekend, pretty sure. Of course, Mom was my safety. So when I was with her at home, everything was all good. Okay, well, later down the road, we moved to another town again. It was actually a really, really nice apartment. Mom busted her butt, and she got us out of the trailer court and stuff and into a really nice apartment. We lived on top. And it was like a big house split in half. I don't know what they call that. Duplex, complex. I don't know what they call that, but it was really nice. It was brand new floors and windows. It was just a really nice place to live. Now, it was much later in life that I realized this was a bad thing about Robin, the kid's mother. We hung out all the time. When we had birthday parties, Robin, she was a single mom too, with 3 kids. They would come upstairs, and you know, we go back and forth. It was awesome. And I didn't realize this was a bad thing, but later in life, like say a year, maybe 2 ago, I had talked to Mom about this, and because it did seem really weird, but I never brought it up to Mom. It didn't seem weird at the time when I was really little. When I was older, I told Mom, you know, now that I think of it, it was really odd this woman would take showers with me. I know, awful. this lady was so hush-hush about it, and just how she was with things, just she didn't give off that feeling like it was a bad thing. She would say to my friend Nicole, her daughter, is around my age too, and she'd be, let's all of us go take a shower together, like it was okay to do. So I never thought about it. And like I said, my communication there wasn't the greatest either. Yeah, Mom was pretty shocked to find that out. But, yeah, that's most of my babysitter experience. I thought this video would be a good idea just to, share a little bit about me and a few of my stories, but also to warn you, for any of you that have little kids, or for any of you that want to have kids in the future, to really watch for that. Look for all the signs. You can't help everything. Not everyone can afford daycare. Things are crazy today too, just like they were then. I think it's more quieter around here because we're in such a small community that people think just because we're in a smaller community that everyone's nice. It's not the case. So maybe it's also something that you can kind of take away from the story. I hope you enjoyed my story, as though it wasn't the sweetest, but thanks so much for listening, you guys. I really appreciate it. Make sure to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my new channel, alright? And let me know what kind of stories you'd be interested in hearing. Like I said, it's just another way for you to get to know me. So thanks so much for watching. See you next video.